Can you hear me beyond that? Anyhow, what is today? I think today is Wednesday the 10th morning. I say that because I don't know when I'm going to upload this. It's another issue I have. And things change so rapidly. So as of Wednesday the 10th, 11 o'clock in the morning, this is my opinion. But just an observation. Before the election, I always watch or listen to a lot of podcasts while I'm out here working around. But I get bored with it because it's... So you look for something new, some other podcast, what someone has to say. And in doing that, it's been like probably over a year and a half ago, I started watching some obscure podcasts. And they'd have a guest on who sounded interesting, so I'd go watch his podcast. And they'd have a guest on, I watched that guy's podcast. So you go into this rabbit hole. And I noticed there were a lot of guys, young guys, 20s and 30s, various ages, who were really going hard on segregation, make America white again. Some were admitted to racist, whatever the case is. And it's just like, well, this system doesn't work anymore. We had to deport everybody. If it's of any color, it's got to go. All this kind of thing. And it's provocative in a sense of what they were saying. What are you doing? Oh. And I'm not for or against. I'm done with this system. This thing's over. But I want to see how far this thing's going to go. Because I'm like, whoa, these guys... Well, first of all, they're talking in code. Because you can't say these things on YouTube. Or Spotify. X and all this business. And it got to the point 70 months ago where they stopped talking in code. And even some of them admitted... I don't know how long we're going to be able to keep this going. Because they knew that what they're on... Stepping on... They're touching the third rail. Saying things, like, they come right out saying, hey, we gotta get rid of these people. Hey, man, we're gonna have to go to arms. We're gonna have to do this, that, or the other. And so then they dropped code. They just started, they just came right out and said it on YouTube. What we got to do to these people, or, America's greater, better, when it was 90% this, that, and the other. And by how are they, and I see their point. I can see where they're coming from. And I got a real MGTOW vibe from these guys. That's just a side note. Like they came from that maybe. But openly, at the minimum, they were for segregation. And but how are they saying this on YouTube without getting nuked? One of them finally did. His channel was taken off. And he was just a white kid, lived in a rough area, whatever the case is, got out, and he was just sick of it. Had that fatigue thing going on. He was saying all kinds of stuff. And they finally shut him down, which was, I said, wow. But he went for a long time. And the reason I make this video is like, why, as extremely censoring as we believe these platforms are, why are these guys getting away with it? And I'm not necessarily complaining. I'm all for free speech. I want to know what you believe. I'd much rather know what you believe than have someone say I can't get that. So I want no censorship. But I'm wondering, how are they getting away with this? Because the other ones, only one got nuked. The rest are still going. They just don't have this other guy's charisma. And I'm thinking, this is the thing they were so afraid of, the YouTubes and the X. We got to stop this kind of thing. And they were just letting it flow. And in my small brain, my observation is, well, this is going to be another piece of the puzzle. It's just going to be a race war. And you've heard this before. This is nothing new. It's not, bright moment that I came up with. But I can see now because you could not get away with this 2-3 years ago. And it's like, okay, they're putting this on the menu big time. Now, we have collapse. We have World War III, potential race war, whatever else they got. All these things are on the menu to at some point lock us down. Okay, so it's not like I'm not either pro, for, against, or whatever. It's just an observation that this seems to be where this beast is going. Going to have another tool to use against us. People will act up in response to this, one group or the other, and this will be one of those tools that they use. And that's going to be race war. And like I said, people spoke about this before. This is nothing new. But I really think that's where the platforms are allowing this to go. And then you had several days ago with this young white woman from Ukraine gets killed on a train, subway or whatever. And we've seen things like this every couple of weeks. You're seeing stuff. It could be old videos or whatever. But this one really struck a chord. And yeah, I think race war is on the menu. This is probably going to be put up front. And like I said, I see it from just another manipulation. Either they're not going to want an election, or I don't think this is a psyop or anything like that. But it's, I think it's being what's the word? Nurtured. You know, they're gonna let these videos flow because this stuff happens everywhere all the time. It's gotten really bad lately. Now I think it's been bad a long time. We're just seeing it. Not making excuses for it. It's heinous crimes. Now, I'm wondering, Trump said something or whatever, but and this is just another side note, is what will Trump do? Will he take advantage of this? Maybe do a good thing? Or use it as a manipulative tool of one sort or another? Or will he just trip over his own trip over his own feet on this one too? Is he going to say the wrong thing? I'm anxious. I'm not anxious, but we'll see what he does with this. The gal came out, the press secretary came out today and said about how terrible it is. But it's like, okay, what are these morons going to do? Because in my opinion, so much of what Trump has done lately, he's done some good stuff, but the guy needs to shut up. It's the whole group, just embarrassing. Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm done. You just got to, read your Bible. But anyhow, I think what it is they've allowed this to go so long, where, yeah, race war. They're fomenting this. This is going to be on the menu for the many other things we'll have to dodge wherever we're going with this thing, wherever these psychotics are taking us. I say be real careful, because you don't want to be one of the tools that they're going to use. A lot of people say, hey, we're going to fight back and do this or whatever. Okay, but be selective how be selective what you do with your energy and your time. Don't play into their game, because it's just another manipulation, in my opinion. Sad, very sad. But it's also, everything's sad. It's ridiculous the world we're living in now. I was really so concerned prior to the election of how this thing was going to go. I'm way more afraid now than it was ever before. Oh God, we might get Kamala. It's off the charts now. You look at what's going on. This is the kind of stuff we spoke about back in 2014. That it could go this way. No, it has gone this way, and we're in it now. It's just nuts, absolutely nuts. Vote harder. Love you. God bless.